Moving on to Rick Santorum, I just want to say a thing there. I'm not too impressed by Santorum, and as a lot of people know, I am a Pennsylvanian. I lived in New York when he was governor. I mean, when he was senator. I'm a little skeptical of guys who are considered right-wing who take union money the way Santorum did, and he just was not very popular among Republicans in Pennsylvania. And the question is why. And the other thing I think of with Santorum, as opposed to a Donald Trump and obviously a Ben Carson, he strikes me as a guy who just wasn't really that great at anything, but involved his life in the political process, hasn't really accomplished anything. And why is he running? And I know my friend Merrill McKenzie Hannes is going to get really on my case. She loves him. She's a friend from college who's a recent Republican, now total conservative. But the question is, that's my question with Santorum, if I can editorialize here a bit. Now, you, the person people really want to listen to.
Well, in the great Venn diagram of politics, Rick Santorum tried to establish a niche for himself that would give him a chance to win the Republican primary, which is the intersection of two things. One is social conservatism, and the other is sort of Reagan Democrat working class economic interests. I'm a social conservative, so I sympathize with that, and I think the idea of promoting the economic welfare of American working people is a very reasonable one. But I think Santorum's mistake is that demography doesn't really exist anymore. Mm-hmm. He's still thinking of the 1980s.
Right.
So that intersection point has much too small a base for anyone to exploit. And as you point out, Santorum may not have been the strongest person to exploit that point of intersection. So I think he's nowhere. I mean, I like him personally. Mm-hmm. I'm not a Pennsylvanian. I know plenty of Pennsylvanians who don't like him. Mm-hmm. I gave him a little bit of money last time just because I liked him. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he's a serious contender. And again, he should probably be doing something else than running for president.
Yeah, I mean, doing something other than politics in his life would be nice to see. My parents, by the way, love him. They're Pennsylvanians also. And I just want to point out, because a lot of people may have been surprised that Chris Christie actually is Italian, because it's not a typical Italian name. Santorum is an actual Italian name. He's Italian as well, but people don't necessarily assume an M at the end of their last name is. Okay, enough about Santorum, who's going to be gone very soon.